Greetings, 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 and blessings, everyone. This is Maxwanette A Poetess, aka Maxine A Moncrieffe. I am the owner and CEO and editor in chief of Clerical Associates and Plots American magazine. And I'm here today to give my 2 cents about Perseverance, a book of poetry by Richie Innocent, and the endorsement from Vybz Kartel. So let's get into it. I'll be as brief and precise as possible. Um, those who know me know that dance hall music is not something that I support. When I was younger, yes. As I grew older and more wiser, uh, with more knowledge of self, it was something that I no longer felt was for me. I say this to say, so I don't want to make it seem like I'm just looking at Vybz Kartel alone. I'm talking about dance hall on a whole. I don't do dance hall. But I had to say something, and I took a moment because I'm busy. And I really wanted to speak to Richie about why he gave Vibes a book in the first place. But I'll tell you my initial reaction. Those who know me well. I really don't bite my tongue, and I don't hide how I feel or think or see things or what I know. So I say this to say, when I first saw the post of Vibes and Richie with the book in his hand, um, my blood ran cold and my stomach got sick. I went, oh God. I was like, oh boy. Oh. And I immediately wanted no parts of it. I said, oh, I'm done. Oh, gotta go. Got to go, got to go, got to go. Not for me. And, but it bothered me. Why did it bother me? Because I know Richie well. So I said, you know what? Um, and, I spoke to a, fellow creative here and there. And I wasn't thrilled at all. And why? Because the reputation, from what I know here in America, Vybz Kartel does not have a very good reputation. Um, to many, he may be a savior, and then to many, he may be the worst of the worst. So I said, I had to really think about this and search how I felt about it and really look into the wholeness of the situation by pulling my personal feelings out and putting it to the side and then revisiting the situation and looking at it again. And of course, once I, spoke with Richie, I didn't ask him why he gave Vibes the book at all. I just spoke to him and he expressed why he did it and what he was thinking when he did it. And I could not be upset about it. And it even made me had to rethink my first response to it. And now don't misunderstand me. I'm still not supporting dancehall unless it changes to something that I think is more positive. It's just not for me. Okay, that's my personal decision. Excuse me while I sip my tea. Mm. Oh my goodness, this peach tea is delicious. This herbal tea. Oh, whew, it just goes down so nicely, and then the heat just spreads within you. Oh, love it. Okay, back to the conversation at hand. So, I I had to then remind myself of a poem that I wrote in my book, um, The Poetic Storm, Volume 2. And the title of the poem is Who Loves the Unlovable? Hello. So, I had to look back again at myself, and this again, like I said, at the situation. Um, and those who know me also know I'm not a religious person. However, I do know what's in the Bible. You know, uh, I can speak on the story, like I was speaking with Richie about the story of Saul and Paul, from Saul to Paul, right? Saul was a bloody murderer. He was a monster. He turned over into Paul and became one of the most righteous, right? Then I had to go back again, and I even shared this with a creative. I said, I spoke with Richie, and I really have to look at this. And who am I? Because at the end of the day, um, even Christ, okay. And again, I'm going by biblical terms for those who are, follow religion in the Bible, and who knows the story, because I think it's a great metaphor to use, great example. And when Christ was on the cross, he was being crucified with a murderer and a thief. And the thief asked for favor. He didn't ask for Christ to help him get out of the mess he was in. He asked for favor. So bottom line is, he's like, listen, when we get up there to the big guy, put in a good word, because I want to be up there with you guys, okay? And the murderer didn't want any parts of that. So I had to stop and look at the situation again. And I said to myself, who am I to play Moses? Hello. So again, even though I'm not a dance hall supporter, it's bigger than that. What I pray for, instead of bashing Vybz Kartel, what I'm praying for is that this book, Perseverance, touches his soul in a way that it confirms the conversation and the promise he stated he had with the Most High, that if the Most High was to free him, he would serve him. So again, you never know what is going to affect someone and how. So again, instead of being upset and disappointed, disgusted, or whatever, or angry or whatever, I'm praying for Vybz. Yeah, I pray for my enemies. So who am I not to pray for Vybz, right? So I'm going to send out, and I have been, I'm going to keep praying for the brother. Because I don't know if people don't understand, or in Jamaica they say overstand. When you are quote unquote, and I'm not saying he is or he isn't, I'm just using it as an example. When you are quote unquote a monster, or you've done terrible things, or whatever the case may be, or let's say your sins are so high that they're coming through your throat and your nose, how do you fix that? How do you change that? You have to, and you have to be fair in giving the person the opportunity to do that. So if there's a monster, you want him to continue to be a monster, or do you want him to change? I'm just saying. I'm just, I'm throwing that out there, because I can remember when there are people right now who feel that I'm a monster in their life, or I have been a monster in their life. Whether I was or not is irrelevant. This is how I'm being perceived. So if I'm guilty, if I'm not guilty, who cares? I'm praying, I'm going. If I'm guilty, I'm still praying and going anyway, but it's different. If I'm guilty of it, I'm not that person anymore. I've changed. So do I not deserve a chance to be seen through the lens of the change that I've become? So, again, I had to rethink and recheck myself. I could sit here and go, oh, some Vybz a monster. No, he's gonna lead Jamaica in destruction. That's not for me to say. I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know the man. I know of the man, but I don't know the man personally. So instead of looking at this in a negative way, And instead of bashing, because I've heard people saying a lot of things about Vybz along the way. It's to each his own. I'm not telling people how to feel or think, because everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Um, but you know, I have some creatives that I don't even talk to anymore because they kept saying things that really irritated me. Oh, I don't take sides. Oh, I don't take. That's a bunch of crap. Because sooner or later you're gonna have to take a side. Sooner or later, because you're going to have to make a choice. It's either you're going to live for the righteous or you're going to live for the wrong. It has nothing to do with me. It has to do with you and what the choices that you decide to make and move forward and support in life. That will determine the type of individual you're going to be. So when people tell, oh, I don't take sides, don't listen to people who's telling you that. That's just somebody who's trying to play ball team. They want to stay on the fence, in the middle of the fence, and jump back and forward when it suits them. You know, that's not somebody who's trustful, okay? Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to take a side. It's just like when people say, I don't see color. Are you colorblind? How you don't see color? You know, so again, we have to make our own decisions in life. And my decision is that, hey, I'm praying for Vybz. Yeah. I'm going to keep sending the brothers some prayers. Yeah. Why not? Why not? It just makes sense to me. I don't see why not. So, that's just my take on the whole situation and my opinion of what's going on and how we're going to move forward. It may please some, it may not, but to each his own, right? So that's just my personal opinion on it. And like I said, perseverance makes one undefeatable. Because no matter what you go through in life, good, bad, and or the ugly, once you don't give up and you keep trying to do better, you keep working at it, no matter what anybody says, no matter what you've already done, but you keep persevering, you stay focused on bettering yourself. You're undefeatable, baby. It's what it is, because it's going to pay off. Because see, what you're getting out of this payment is not a monetary value. This is a spiritual thing. This is a personal thing, right? So I'm going to say, I wish Vybz the very best, and I hope that not only does he live up to the promise he made with the Most High, but I hope that he affects himself and everyone he comes into contact with the most positive of vibes possible. Yeah. Oh yeah. Why not? Wish the brother some good. Why not? Because why send out that negative energy towards the brother? For what? That's defeating and it's hypocritical. So, Vybz, perseverance makes one undefeatable. This is Maxwanette A Poetess, the publisher of Perseverance, a book of poetry. Thank you very much. Stay blessed. And hey, we're all in this thing called life together. Remember, namaste and one love.